or overthinking or overthinking my overthinking. And I've heard that in your 40s, you just learn to stop caring about everyone. So it must have been a necessity for you to kill that person. And at times, I just want you to listen and not give me any solution. I'm like, your fight, not my circus, not my monkeys. That's it.
Welcome to another episode of Kisse with Kasturi, where we keep it casual and overshare for free. I am ridiculously excited for today's episode because I have someone who's not only just very close to my heart, I've known this person for more than a decade, and which is even crazy to say out loud. She's thoughtful, insightful, and endlessly curious. Our multiple crazy sleepovers have started with just one more episode and then turned into a full fledged live conversation in the middle of the night. She has been one of the biggest influences in shaping me as a reader that I am today. So if I have recommended you a book, there's a big chance that she recommended it to me first. So let's welcome Shantini Di, and I'll hand it over to her to introduce herself and give a little bit more insight on the topic that we're going to talk about. Welcome to the podcast, Di. I'm so excited to have you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. A bit nervous, but mostly very, very excited. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm so happy. I'm so glad, and I really appreciate that you made time for this. Like, I've already given your introduction, but I want you to tell our viewers a little about yourself. And, like everyone that I've asked, please tell a little something weird or interesting about yourself.
First of all, thank you so much for having me here. I am beyond thrilled with this opportunity. And the topic that we're going to discuss. Hi, everyone. I'm Shantini. I'm your beautiful host, Sir D. And you can call me Saya in your head as you watch this episode. I'm a content manager by profession. I'm a mini aspiring content creator. And when I'm not working, you'll probably find my nose buried in a book or dreaming about food or my next trip or like melting over puppy videos or overthinking my overthinking. And a weird fact, okay, there's this silly probably thing that I do that when I'm doing something, for example, like if I'm even applying my blush or brushing my teeth, I count, like, when I'm counting. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In my head, it feels like, okay, if I count and do it a certain number of times, I'm doing it properly. It's just a thing that I've had since I was a child. So, yeah, there you go.
That is actually very interesting, and I'm glad you chose something interesting like that, because in every other episode I had to retake their interesting, like, no, make it interesting.
When I come for season 2, I'll have 10 more weird facts to work. So don't worry.
I am really excited to see what beverage you're having today, and I'm so excited. Yes.
Okay. Before I introduce the beverage, I would very much like to introduce the mug because okay, I hope you can see. This is supposed to be a spacecraft. And okay, I just want to show this because it's superbly cute. It comes with this little spoon, and there's like an astronaut on top. I'm so sorry about the band-aid. I cut my finger a while back, but yeah, there's this little astronaut. So I just found it very cute, and I wanted to show
That
it.
is actually one of the coolest mugs I've seen. It's really cool.
And I'm drinking non-alcoholic ginger beer. So yes.
Have you had it before?
I have had it a couple of times. When I first heard about it, I didn't think I would like it, but it's actually very, very delicious. I don't usually have such drinks, but yeah, this one is very nice. I'll make you try it the next time we meet. So yeah.
I'm excited. I always like exploring new that's become my new thing. Trying new beverages. So I have honestly a very random thing. It's like a sparkling lychee drink. Every time I have to hold up the drinks, it doesn't.
It is okay. I love how God, it's like such a cookie for
I'm just looking for drinks that I've not had before. So let's say my chance to also have something that I haven't had before.
No, I really like lychee. So here's hoping it's very interesting. So let's cheers. Let's a virtual cheers for us.
Cheers. Yay. I'm again gonna pass it over to you. And just what are we talking about today? Very briefly.
So today I think we're talking about something that a lot of people will be able to relate to, pretty much regardless of age groups. We are talking about adult friendships today. How they function, what they mean to us, and how amazing or headache-inducing they can be. So basically that.
Okay, so I'm just gonna start off and ask you, has the definition of friendship changed over the years? And if it has, what is the current state of your friendship in your 30s right now?
I don't know if the definition of friendship for me has changed, because I think foundational aspects like trust, loyalty, all of that remains. But I think as you grow up, since you change as a person, your friendships also change, and hence your perspective towards friendships also changes. I think you become slightly more relaxed about friendships. You begin to understand that the other person also is going through a lot of hardships. So you try to not give them too much of a hard time. What I have felt with myself
Yeah.
is that you start becoming less judgmental,
Right.
about people.
Yeah.
And you're like, and you also realize, what, don't take things personally. This is not about me. That person is going through a rough time perhaps, and hence there's some projection. So yeah, I think they become very slightly more comfortable and comforting. And also, I feel like, when you're younger, you almost put up a front in friendships. Once you're older, you're like, you know what, this is me, this is the entire package. Take it,
Yeah.
or that's also completely fine, even if you don't take it. So yeah,
So,
I'm sorry. Did I answer your question?
yes, yes, you did.
Okay.
Do you think that the change comes from 20s to 30s, or do you think when there are these big events that happen in someone's life, that's when you start seeing the change?
It really depends, because I feel like, okay, if there's someone you've known from a very young age, then that change in friendship really depends on the way you're growing. Like, this is something that I've always felt, that if you had a friend since you were a child or since you were in college, when you're much younger, you won't necessarily want to be friends with that person when you're older, because if you are evolving and growing as a person and the other person is not evolving,
Yeah.
then there's a bit of a gap. It's not like you lose love for them, but it's just like, we have grown apart and it's okay. We don't maybe have the same values or principles or perspectives anymore, but that's okay. I'm 32. So in the last, I would say 2, 3 years, the way my friendships have changed, that is what has been visible to me. So I think between like 29 to 30, 31 is like a cusp.
Yeah.
It's almost like a friendship test or something, things that stand the test of time. What you're saying is also true. I think events, something like a person getting into a relationship, getting
Yeah.
married, having kids, those are monumental changes. So of course, those affect your friendship and many other things also. We'll get to that. But things do change, because you begin to set boundaries. You begin to learn more about yourself and maybe even the other person. So I feel friendships that have to stand the test of time, they just do, no matter whether you're in your 20s or 30s or whatever. And
Yeah.
I've heard that in your 40s, you just learn to stop caring about everyone. So hopefully, friendships in my 40s will be even more liberating, and I can't wait. So yeah,
Oh God, this sounds really good. I feel like I'm already starting to reach that stage of just not caring.
that is the best stage, because I feel like your circles begin to shrink, which I know sounds maybe sad and can be sad. But then I feel like instead of having 10 people you don't really care about or who don't really care about you,
Yeah.
you have 2, 3 people who genuinely care about you, like who are like, you'll call them up and you'll tell them you killed someone. They won't ask you why you killed whom. They're like, okay,
Yeah.
how can we bury this body?
Yeah.
Because they'll try to help you. They won't question you. Because I feel like tomorrow if a friend of mine, especially a female friend, I feel calls me, she needs help burying a body. I'm like, okay, it must have been a necessity for you to kill that person. So I'm not encouraging violence, please. Just saying. So, yeah.
For you, then a healthy friendship at this stage in your life looks like something with whom there's no judgment and you can be completely transparent.
Yeah. I mean, I'm anyway someone like everything is visible on my face. I cannot hide it. I do not have a poker face. And I'm also someone like, if I don't want to meet someone, I will not meet them. And if it's someone I really like and like to spend time with, I will make the effort. I will go out. I hate going out mostly, but I will go out and meet them. So I think healthy friendship is respecting each other's boundaries, respecting each other's time also.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give you an example. I have this friend. Again, I've known her since I was 10 years old. But whenever we try to meet, despite being in the same city, she doesn't really respect my time. Like, she gets off work at like 2, and I get off work in the evening, late in the evening. And so she wants to meet me before. I'm like, how can I leave my work and meet? And I've done this many times. I
Yeah.
still did it. I still made time. She refused to respect sort of my time. So I'm like, that was one of the examples that even though I really like you and love you, and you've been in my life for a very long time, but I don't think we have evolved in the same manner. There's another thing about healthy friendships that there's this thing that people keep saying that, oh, no matter how much time goes by, we pick up where we left off, no matter how much ever we do. I'm like, that's bullshit. That is bullshit. Because I feel friendships require, much like any other relationship, they require maintenance and they require a lot of effort. It requires effort from both the parties to keep this going.
Yeah.
So if you're not checking in, and you're like, no matter how much time passes by, no, because in that time that's passing by, people are going through graduations, weddings, childbirth, and breakups and whatnot. So you can't be like, oh, okay, hi, tell me more. No, you have to be present. Whereas there will be maybe like a surface friendship, but not like a close or a deep friendship, I think. So yeah.
I actually have very contradictory opinion because some of my friendships are like, I've gone like months without talking. But big events, of course, you are part of big. Like I would be informed about the big events, like a marriage,
Yeah,
if they get
yeah.
a relationship. But like on day-to-day basis, that doesn't happen. Like we would talk like let's say
Hmm.
after a month, but it doesn't
Yeah,
feel.
no, what you're saying,
Yeah.
yeah, no, but I meant very close friendships.
Yeah.
Not like the ones where you're not very close. When you're not very close, that's fine. I have friends I don't speak to for months. But when we speak, there is love, there is respect,
Yeah.
there is an understanding. Like if they tell me something has happened, I don't feel offended that why didn't I know about this? I'm like, it's okay. Even
Yeah.
they didn't know about whatever
Yeah.
has been happening. So I meant in that, I meant about very close friendships.
Makes sense.
But otherwise normal in adult friendships, otherwise it's not possible to keep someone updated. That's completely what you're saying.
For me, also, it doesn't feel like it's been too long. But yes, I would be upset if someone doesn't include me in their big events if I consider the person as my friend. How do you think, like, now how you're showing up for your friends, how has that been different from how it was 10 years ago? Like, has it changed from your part, how you're showing up as a friend?
When you're in school or college, like I said, you meet up, you actually physically meet someone. But excuse me, now everyone, is scattered in different parts. They're going through different transitions and periods of their life. So I think the way to show up right now is just being there for them emotionally,
Yeah.
Like, even if you're not talking on the phone, even if there's nothing, you send them a text just saying that, what, if they're going through a tough period, like I'm here. Because I feel like as an adult, if you're going through a tough time, and if you
Yeah.
receive a text from someone that, whatever it is, if and when you want to talk about it, I am here, then I think that makes a lot of difference. I think you have, like I said, you have to go a bit easy maybe on your friends and be like, it can be a bit upsetting. You're like, why isn't this person there? Why isn't this person talking or reaching out? But you're like, again, the whole thing, don't take it personally. It's okay. So I think showing up for someone is being supportive. And also, I think you have to cheer them on. I think you have to be your friend's biggest cheerleaders,
Yeah.
especially right now. You have to celebrate their wins and you have to celebrate it from your heart. Because if you're being a bit fake about it, it's also very visible. You have to, I think I was talking to you about this, like, especially among women,
Yeah.
if I may talk about female friendships at this point, I feel like as you grow older, especially for me, I feel, like I said, right before I entered my 30s, and especially after I entered my 30s, I realized the value and importance of female friendships. They bind you together. Honestly, they keep you sane.
Yeah.
I really feel like that because as women, you're like, so many things or so many elements in the world are trying to pull you down. Your female friendships are they can be your backbone, they'll cheer you on. Like, even if you see something on a social media, you post a video or anything, and your female friends are just there to comment. They're like there to show you all the support. You queen, you slay, this,
Yeah.
that. I think that is so important. You have to be like your friends' cheerleaders. You have to. I read this somewhere. I heard someone say that you have to be a fan of your friends. I think I'm a fan of my friends. Like, I love my friends. I want to support them and cheer them on. So I think that is one of the ways that maybe, hopefully, I show up for my friends now.
I have a colleague who, like, she's like a girl's girl, It's really wonderful. And that's what even I'm realizing. And she's also in her 30s. And for everyone, like, she's just there. I mean, her friends definitely. But even for, like, people that, like, would just talk to her, she's just there cheering them on. And I think it's wonderful.
I think this is again something you realize in your, believe me, when I say when you come to your 30s, you'll love it. You really realize the importance of being a girl's girl.
Yeah.
Because it's also very satisfying. Even if you meet someone, for example, if you've gone to like a pub or something, you meet a group of girls in the bathroom and they'll be like, oh my god, I love your dress, oh my god, I love your lipstick. I think that is also, I don't know, somehow showing up for women. But basically what I'm in fact, I think I read, there was some research that said that female friendships actually improve your overall health. They actually impact like your happiness and your confidence. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. Not that friendships with men are, they do not exist, but just feel the kind of wholesomeness among female friendships is something else. So yeah.
So you did talk about female friendship, and out of my own curiosity, I want to know how, I wouldn't say how is it different from friendship between a woman and men, because I know it is. But do you think that friendship between a woman and a man has changed, like when they are in their young age and when they come to their like more 30s, late 30s?
I don't think it changes from 20s to 30s because I think men mostly, as far as their mental agility is concerned, I don't think a lot of evolution happens from their 20s to 30s. If a man is evolved, he'll always be with no disrespect to anyone. But
No,
the
no, I
male
get
friends
it.
that I had,
Yeah.
male friends that I had, mostly they have been very progressive ever since I've known them
Yeah.
since school. So they have always been like that. But like the female friends, when you ask how is it different, so if I'm talking to a male friend and I'm talking about some problem, they'll try to give me solutions.
Yeah.
They'll try to be like, oh, you can do this. Or my female friends are like, oh, you poor baby. Oh my God, what do you need? Can I get you some tea? Can I get you some chocolate? Can I send you some? They'll send me flowers. So they are not always solution oriented. They know at times this girl, she just wants me to listen. She just, I could call them crying, howling, and send a voice note saying the most gibberish, random stuff. And I think female friendships are, like I said, they're like this very comforting blanket or like a pillow that, they'll put you to nice, comforting, long sleep. They are sort of like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I have managed to explain, hopefully.
No, I agree. I agree with most of the thing. Even I feel my friendships with men have been very constant. It
Yeah.
have like changed drastically. Are you like part of any bigger friends group, or has it always been a like one-to-one friendship?
So I am quite an introvert by nature. Like big groups is not something. I think the last time I had a big group was probably in school, and I think smaller groups eventually do happen in adult friendships. Even and it's mostly like even if you're a part of a big group, there's like a group within that
Yeah.
group, a smaller group, a
Yeah.
puff girls kind of a situation, like people sort of a thing. So no, for me mostly it's been very smaller, intimate groups. Because also like if I'm in a big group, I just prefer to listen. The amount of talking I'm doing right now, no, I will be quiet. I will listen to what other people have to say. Like right now I have a group of like including myself, there are like 3 women. We meet occasionally here and there whenever we can. That's a very comfortable situation for me. Too many people, too much overstimulation and all I can't do usually. Not that it's bad, but for intimate situations, close friend groups, otherwise bigger groups, like a friend of mine, he's a big introvert. He had once introduced me to his friend group, which is the size of a village, like a big village. And I felt like a lost puppy in that group. But everyone was so welcoming. Everyone was so sweet and kind. So I was comfortable, but I can't do that on a frequent basis, is what I mean. Like for more regular basis, I need like smaller, intimate groups. Yeah. The example that I gave, my friend, in fact, I saw that all of us women suddenly we were sitting together, we were chatting. In fact, this is very sad, but we were chatting about honestly online harassment that women face. So I think there's a lot of things that bind women together.
Yeah.
I always feel like there's some invisible force that binds all women around the world. So I think it's much easier to come together.
Yeah.
It's like that thing, like, this has happened with you when you're out in public and a random girl, she just asks maybe like for a tampon or something and you give it to her.
Yeah.
Somewhere there's an alliance between 2 women. So I think that's how female friendships form. So, but yeah, smaller groups, they do happen, but that's also okay.
Yeah.
I don't think 10 people can always like each other. Even 3 people cannot always like each other, but yeah.
At least now, what is your biggest green flag in your friendship and biggest like a ick in your friendship?
Biggest ick. So I think it would be okay. So if a friend, for whatever reason, maybe the person is upset with me, disappointed with me, and they are like sort of passive aggressive about it. They don't voice it out, and then the thing is, they boil on the inside, and then they suddenly. I don't like that. I don't like that in people in general. I mean, if you have an issue, come and talk to me about it. Don't let the friendship get affected. So maybe that, and like just gossiping about, like, for example, like a group of maybe 5 friends, and you're gossiping about like 2-3 friends to someone else. That is not like, no, if you have an issue, talk it out.
Right.
So I think that would be an ick. A green flag. Little things like, when your friends, they remember small things about you. What example did I give? Yeah, okay. So I met this friend of mine a couple of months ago, and we were leaving. We were going our separate ways for the night. And she hugged me and she's like, "Oh my God, you smell so good." I'm like, okay. So I remembered that. Nothing great. Okay. Just I remembered it. I love her and I gifted her the same perfume. She's like, "Oh my God, you remembered." So these are small things, because it just shows that someone, I don't know, they think about you, they remember you, they try to take care of you in some way. So maybe like, or even something like I don't think I'm giving general statements, but maybe example, like, for example, if you're ill, if you're not feeling well, and your friends, no matter how busy they are, even if they're not sending you any other message, they're like, are you okay? Are you feeling well? I don't know, these little things in the way you can show up. So maybe that. Yeah. Oh, I have another eek. Wait, I also want to say this. Making someone feel left out. I hate it when your friend groups do that. Oh God, even if you're 3 people, even if you're like 10 people, I want to talk to everyone. I don't want to cut anyone in the middle. I'm like, no, okay, sorry, you were saying something. So that's something I don't like.
Getting slightly into a different tangent here, still sticking to friendship. But do you think, because, as kids, a lot of us have been subjected to a lot of rude and mean behavior from other kids. But do you think that kind of toxicity has it's still there even in adult friendships? Not friendship, I would say, as we have grown up into adults, or has it looked like the form has changed?
So I have this thought, which is that I feel like once a bully, always a bully. People who bully someone as kids, maybe their words, their way of behaving changes, but I have seen people who bullied you as a child will bully you as an adult, and you are to stay away from them. So it definitely maybe takes a slightly sharper, more refined, way. But no, I think people who are kind will always be kind to you because I have seen that, like now that some of my friends are married and maybe I see their partners or their family members, I do see some people, no matter what age they are, this could be at any age, they are very unkind. So I feel someone who is unkind, I don't even think this is about adult friendships or young friendships. I think this is something that just differs from person to person. So yeah, like even be it old friends or new friends, I see some people just make very crude comments, and I'm like, wow. So I think no, this is something that it's a very personal thing. I don't think it's a friendship-based thing. I think so. Yeah.
So do you think that if someone, because right now I've started being more honest and more direct with my friends, but do you think that even no matter how close you are with someone, you still have to wrap it up and serve them on a bowl and you cannot be completely direct with them? Or that is completely like depends on your friendship?
Depends on your friendship also. I think depends on the person that you are and also on the person that they are. Because like for example, like I have a friend, and she's an absolute sweetheart. But with her, I'm a bit kinder. I'm a bit like, it's almost like she's my little puppy or something. I say, even if I have to tell her something, not when I'm like reprimanding her or something, but I'm a bit slightly gentler with her. But that's also because I love her. Now, if she's rude to me, then that's a different thing.
Yeah.
The thing is, my way of interacting with people or confronting them has also changed. Even if I'm confronting them, I'm very kind, and I don't want to be kind when I'm confronting them, but that's how I am. So no, it depends from person to person. If it's a friendship that deserves that level of respect, then even while being direct, you're kind about it, and otherwise you're just like, bye. So yeah, not every friendship deserves a proper farewell, I think.
Yeah. Is it sort of easy to phase out someone that's not adding too much to your life in terms of your friendship?
So easy. It is the easiest. For me, subtracting people from my life right now is the easiest. Earlier, I used to think, should I? What will this person feel? Even if that person is making me feel horrible, I will think, or what is that person feeling? It's not like I've stopped thinking about people's feelings. Not at all. I wish I could be that cruel. But I just feel like for me right now, I am in a state of high self-love. So I feel like if this person is not adding value to my life, it's not I have to be rude to them. It's not I have to be cruel to them. It's just that I will either distance myself from them or cut them out completely. If I cut them out completely, maybe they weren't that important in the first place, or that's it's just that choose yourself. Choose your own sanity. So yeah, but cutting someone out is very easy. So yeah.
Do you think getting into two single people, one of them getting into a relationship, do you think that changes the friendship?
I feel this is something that I'm going through with a friend right now, and it has been causing me great anguish and pain. Honestly, again, depends on the person. So the thing is, I think when you're younger, when you're in your 20s and you get into a relationship, you do get slightly lost in the whirlwind, the romance and everything. And you kind of forget your friends, and then your friends have to remind you that they exist. But when you grow older, you remember the importance of your friends. You know that if my romantic partner is giving me grief, I have to come to my friends only. So then you remember to keep them close. Especially again, because I'm a woman, I can speak from the perspective of women. If you're dating a man, for example, and the person is causing some trouble and sleepless nights, you turn to your female friends. You know they will understand. But it does change at times. When you're older, you just remember to not abandon your friends when you get into a relationship. But that's not true in all cases, as is the example of my friend. But it does change, maybe because your priorities shift in a way. And it's sad because you should remember to prioritize your friends, because that person may not be at the wedding, but your friends will be at the wedding. So I have friends, like I said, who are dating, who are married. They do not prioritize their relationship over our friendship. They're like, you're my girl, I'm gonna turn to you. So it's not like I am the third wheel in there. It's almost like my friend's partner is the third wheel in this equation. So,
that is actually very sweet. That's
if you're lucky, then you will find such friends. Sorry, what were you saying?
But that's also a mark, I guess, of a mature friendship. Like for me, that was something
Yeah.
that is a mark of a mature friendship. So, what is the most ridiculous reason that you think if someone has unfollowed you or blocked you, that's a ridiculous reason? That's one question. Second is, what is like the stupid reason that you have blocked someone, if that has happened?
There was this friend of mine, a guy, a male friend,
Mm-hmm.
who started dating someone, and apparently that woman was very insecure about it.
Mm-hmm.
This was 8 years ago. We were in college, and I didn't know about it. I didn't even know you dated someone. And apparently he had unfollowed me on like Instagram and Facebook. I didn't even realize. He told me this like 2, 3 years ago that, oh, listen, this happened, and he's not even with that person. He's married to someone else now.
Oh my
And then,
god.
oh, that like she was very insecure about you, and I was just like, what? I didn't even know about you that you were dating someone. I didn't know you unfollowed and then you followed me back. And then he was like, oh, I followed. I sent you a request giving you a very dumb reason. I was like, I don't even remember that.
Oh my
Made me
god.
question how valuable this friendship is to. No, no, no. So yeah, that was like a very, I don't know, but then he was also much younger.
Yeah.
And there's a thing where at times some people can get a bit insecure about their partners, friends, could be. But yeah, I found that to be a very like silly reason. But, it's okay, I guess.
Have you stopped talking to someone because of any silly reasons like that?
If my partner, my hypothetical partner, asked me to stop talking to a friend, no, like it would be someone from the opposite sex, I presume.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't think I would do that because, especially again, adult relationships also, right? You can't be doing you. If I have even an equation with someone of the opposite gender, of course, depending on your sexuality or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
if there is something that my partner should be concerned about, either it's a red flag from my partner or maybe it's a red flag from me that I'm giving them reasons
Right.
to be concerned about.
Yeah.
That is. That's very silly. I feel anything can be solved with communication. They just communicate. I keep telling you, please, you need to talk to each other. So yeah.
Do you think that you have any toxic friendship traits from your side that can sort of pass, like, okay, not that too toxic for a friendship, but you still think it can borderline be toxic?
So I think I had this when I was younger. Hopefully not so much now, but when I was younger, when it came to my close friends, not everyone, of course not, but when it came to my close friends, I sort of wished and hoped for them to tell me about certain things, like something good or big happening in their life. If I found out about it from someone else or found out about it later, I don't know, I felt somewhat betrayed. I felt like the person didn't tell me because I think that's what I get way too emotional and attached and sensitive. I get attached to people very easily. So since I feel like I tell that concerned person about important updates from my life, again, I don't really do that anymore. As in updating everyone about everything, not at all. I barely do that. But back then I was like, this person didn't tell me. I used to feel bad. But now I don't take it personally. But then again, it's not with everyone. If someone doesn't tell me about big events, it does hurt me maybe. But I'm also a bit more forgiving about it now. Before, and I would simmer up about it a bit more. Now I'm a bit more understanding. But with some people, yeah, it hurts.
Do you have friends who have such borderline toxic traits, but you tend to ignore it because they are your close friends, or you don't want them out of your life?
It's also very person to person. Some people are very passive aggressive, like I said.
Yeah.
They don't voice it out, and then they will project their there are some people. It really astonishes me that how can you be in your 30s and 40s and be like this? That if they are unhappy, they will also want you to be unhappy. That they will be angry that you're happy. Like, what? What is this behavior?
Pooja, what is this behavior?
Okay, I have a friend, who's very much like that. When we meet, and if we are happy with something, she's going to a tough time. She'll always be almost be mad at us for being normal, not even happy. Listen, all of us are dealing with stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a bit weird, I feel. I'm sorry, did I answer your question?
Yes.
I think I spent half the podcast asking if I've answered your question.
This is something that I don't know. Like for me, it's still true now. So let's say you are a group of 3 people, and you're equally. It's a stupid thing to say, but let's just hypothetically, you're equally close to both of them, and they have a fight. So now, do you think that if they don't talk, will that affect your friendship with, with either of them, or you are fine because you didn't have a fight with them, or you didn't have a fall off with them? So
the only way it can affect me is, first of all, you have to have that maturity and understanding that they had a fight. Okay, you could be a bit more on one person's side because you feel like maybe they are right, maybe they are morally in the right position, whatever it is. But no, technically it shouldn't affect your individual friendships. If you're equally close to both of them, friendships, mostly adult friendships, mostly also boil down to a lot of majority, emotionally being very evolved and also being very patient. So if you're still, sort of fighting over petty matters, you really need to go to therapy. So yeah, like there's a lot of things wrong. So no, I don't know. I don't let myself get affected. Like if two people I know have had a fight, I don't usually. And this is something that I've followed since I was much younger. So I'm like, no, I'm not getting in the middle of it. I try to resolve things like some saint, but that also not anymore. I'm like, your fight, not my circus, not my monkeys. That's it. I have been in a situation where, in a very tight knit group, two people have had not even a fight, but a bit of like tension, like an undercurrent of tension, and you're like, what do I do? It's like that scene from Friends, where if I'm being friends, wow, I'm bringing friends in. Okay, this was not planned. You all, but that scene where this was, I think, in season 4, where Monica and Phoebe they start a food truck, and then Monica gets a job. And then Phoebe is very hurt. And then Rachel has a news about her new job. And so she is a bit like, what do I do? How do I put these two people together?
The funniest thing happened at work.
But my songs aren't good enough for your restaurant.
Okay, we're still on that.
I have been in a situation like that, but not where someone has been like, choose me. No.
Okay, that's good.
That's what
mature friends.
I'm so sorry. And I don't think they're mature friends. I think it is just past. Rather, there was a friend, she was not even a friend, she was just someone who existed. She was very toxic, and we were a part of a big group, you know her. She was being very toxic to all of us in bits and pieces, and we never spoke about it. I didn't speak about it because I was like, I don't want to poison anyone else's mind against this person. But it turns out she was individually being toxic to all of us, and then we spoke about it. And then someone else, like she would tell other people, hey, listen, don't speak to her. And so she would do that a lot. And so now she's not a part of our lives. So yes, throw the garbage out.
Yeah, I mean, if she's going and like being toxic to everyone,
very hard.
That was a stupid move. So my final question is, what do you wish, or you hope that people would understand more about maintaining adult friendship?
Very good question. I think I said this in the beginning, that friendships require effort. They require effort from both the ends. You cannot suddenly disappear or suddenly pop up. You cannot just text when you want to vent. You cannot just text when you want to rant. You cannot just reach out to someone just because you know that they're a good listener, even though you haven't been around for them for a long time. So I think friendships don't just happen. They don't last lifetimes magically. I think they require a lot of love, a lot of care, understanding, compassion, empathy. And so yeah, just that. Go easy on your friends. They're going through a lot. You also have to mentally evolve in order for your friendships also to evolve. And also please give priority to your friendships, because you may be lucky enough to have a good family, have a good partner, have good siblings, but you need your friends because they will help you remain sane when you're going through like work issues or maybe a breakup or anything. Turning to your friends, because I feel friends they keep you mentally very young. They help you remain kids. You can be your very authentic raw selves with them. So I think that is important. Actually, speaking of which, I think even work friendships. I know a lot of people say that work friendships aren't a thing. Of course, you can't be friends with everyone at work, but I feel even if you find one person, then you also feel that happiness. Okay, you know what? Even if work is difficult, even if my boss is giving me a bit of grief, I have this one colleague. This one colleague has now become a friend. I can look forward to this. We can hang out during like a tea break or lunch or whatever it is. So I think adult friendships throughout every sector of your life are very important. Maintain them, cherish them, nurture them, water them. Hopefully they'll grow. Yeah.
Now we're coming to our fun segment, which is my favorite part of the podcast.
I'm so nervous because I don't know what is going to happen.
No, this is a very, very silly thing. I'm going to give you like one-line scenarios, and you have to tell me whether it's a friendship red flag or just normal life, like just life. Okay. Okay, starting with, they have cancelled plans for 3 times in a row.
Honestly, I think this depends, it is a very dark thing, but if a person is going through, a very bad mental health phase, I understand cancelling plans. But otherwise, if they are doing this constantly, and also you see them making plans elsewhere,
Yeah.
then it could be a red flag. Could be a red flag. Yeah.
I feel you're very nice to your friends. Like for me, it would be a straight up red flag.
I think, but what you're saying, I used to feel the same with the thing that you said, but I think this also comes with age. And you're
Yeah.
like, okay. Because at times even I have cancelled plans simply because I am just exhausted from my work week.
Yeah.
And I need my Saturday to finish my chores, clean my house, get my groceries. May sound like very small things, but they are also very important.
Yeah.
But then again, I won't do that 3 times in a row. But yeah, after a certain point, you can stop being understanding. So,
Yes. Okay. You haven't spoken in 6 months, but it still feels the same when you do speak.
That's a very sweet thing. That's a. I don't think green flag is an option. I think that I would say that's a green flag.
Yeah.
Because a lot of friendships come with a lot of nostalgia.
Mm.
So yeah, I think that's the sweet thing.
They only text you when they need something.
No, no, there's a loud horn going on in the background. No, it's a red flag. No.
Okay. They always bring their partner in every hangout.
They need an intervention. No, this is a problem. No. This is a red flag. Not even a red flag. If
I
the
agree.
person needs an intervention, can be mended. This can be dealt with. Yeah.
Voice notes that starts with "Sorry, it's been a minute."
I only do that a lot. I don't know if it's a red. You have to ask my friends now.
Like for me, that's not a red flag, I think.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, again, because we're talking about adult friendships, I know that a lot of things get in the way.
Yeah.
At times, so I feel like I've mentally replied to a message, but I actually haven't replied.
Yeah.
And I check, I'm like, I haven't. This happens with so many of my friends. Like date, and listen, I thought I replied. So this is just like I would say. Yeah.
Okay. Every hangout turns into a venting session.
Both the people are venting, or one person? Is
One
venting?
person.
And they're not listening to the other person.
No.
No, red flag. No. I think I even spoke about this.
Yeah.
This. And the thing is, I had experiences a lot. People dump a lot of their things on me. Okay, fine. I'm grateful that you believe I'm trustworthy enough.
Yeah.
To say, but I also want to. There's so much bubbling inside me also. So no, that's all right.
But if it's two people venting, then it's all.
Great. That is great.
Yeah, that's great.
This is why I love like adult friendships when you meet. Again, I've noticed this about women. Oh, that is therapy. That is also therapy. That is unpaid therapy.
Yeah.
You have your paid therapist here and your unpaid therapist. Not that you should dump your thing on your friend, but still, I'm just saying. But that's so therapeutic. My
Yeah.
friend, there's a friend of mine. She's very close to me. Whenever we meet, after every meeting, okay, I'm feeling lighter. And I'm like, yes, that isn't that what your friends are supposed to fill you up with joy every time you see them. But but otherwise, one person venting, yeah.
They're always too busy.
No, I mean, busy always.
Yeah, they're always saying I'm very busy for whatever it is.
Red flag. No, not good. I mean, so like okay, if a person I like to do this. If someone has texted me, maybe you cannot immediately reply to them. Just let them know. Listen, I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Just say that. At least I don't think it takes a very long time. But again, I know life gets in the way. But usually, like basically close friendships can't be maybe maintained like that if someone is too busy all the time. Or if you're not bothered by someone being too busy, maybe they're not that close to you. So
Yeah.
maybe they don't matter to you as much. So yeah.
They don't include you in the day-to-day life, but you do find out about their major life news.
That's okay. That's again just life.
Just life.
Yeah. Unless I'm like there are something we've come to know about through social media or something, then that could be hurtful. But yeah, if it's someone you have a lot of love for, and it's okay if they don't update you about like what's happening. But yeah, okay, I'll give you an example. I had this one friend. She was very close to me throughout my school life. Very sort of an introvert, and so I was the closest friend. But once we got to college, it's not like we stopped talking, but there wasn't a lot of interaction. But a couple of years ago, she got married, and as soon as her wedding got fixed, I was the first person she gave a call. Like she told me this, that listen, you're the first person I'm calling. It's next year. You have to come. She gave me so much respect because I feel even someone giving you that heartfelt invitation is a lot.
Yeah.
So I never felt that I didn't even know you. They were looking for someone for you. I didn't even know you. No, like you included me in such a major event of your life. So and I went, Kasturi, I hadn't seen her in almost a decade, and it didn't feel like anything. I'd met her family, of course, when I was a kid, and I met them. So some friendships, like I said, the foundation is so strong, and there's so much love. That you go back to it. So yeah, so that is just life. Again, I have narrated an entire story. Okay.
No, but I think you're a very, very understanding, very sweet friend.
I don't know. You're all my friends. Maybe they'll watch this podcast and be like, "Gee, no."
I don't think so. I think no, you're very understanding.
Hopefully.
Well, that was the podcast, and I hope you enjoyed it.
I had a blast. I mean, I was so worried about, what am I? I hope I bring some value to your podcast, this and that. I had a great time. I hope you had a great time.
I
with
loved
me.
it.
I hope your audience enjoys it as much as I enjoyed myself. Such a great topic, great questions, lovely observations. Thank you for letting me speak for so long, yap for so long, blabber for so long. Well, I think it was I hope that through public demand I come back for season 2.
I don't care even if there is no demand or there is demand, you are coming back for next season.
So I just wanted to thank you. I want to thank you for inviting me, for thinking of me, with this great team. And I also, since you were talking about adult friendships, I also want to say, I know ours is more of a sisterhood, so you don't really think of adult friendships, but I feel the base of any sisterhood is also friendship. So thank you for being a friend that I've had since my younger years to now. So thank you for being one of my adult friendships / sisterhoods. So, yes, I just wanted to say that.
That is so sweet. If you guys enjoyed this, then don't forget to subscribe because that really helps the channel. And please give it a thumbs up. And tag all your friends. Tell your stories in the comments. And hopefully, we'll have more interesting topics in the next season. And I'm so excited to have you back on my podcast already. So yeah, I'll see you guys with the next episode. So bye.